If you are one of my friends or a member of my family, you're probably pig sick about me going on about this. But I need to make a decision on my next bike.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
Now, I've ridden a lot of bikes in the last year, 6 months, and the decision has not got any easier. In fact, it's got harder. And I think the biggest problem I have is that I'm trying to do too much with the same bike, which is a big problem because one bike doesn't fit all. And that's been something that worries me. And to be honest, I've got 3 new bikes I'm riding next week, which I'm quite excited for. I'm pretty certain they're not going to be a bike I buy, but each one's a day out, so not so bad. So I'm torn at the moment between the S1000xr, which is BMW, and the MT-10 SP.
Okay, now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way!
It's true, but the larger size of the Xbox One may keep it from overheating.
Well, you wouldn't want your gaming system to overheat?
No, well, you absolutely would not. And furthermore, the Xbox One now comes with a Kinect included.
Included?
Yes!
Now, my heart is telling me to buy the MT-10. Right? Straight up, that bike has been the biggest impacting bike on my life since I've got into motorcycling. However, my head is telling me, don't be a dick. It's not the bike for you. You can't do anything you enjoy doing on it. Buy the S1000xr. Now, the S1000xr is awesome. Same horsepower, it can do everything, but it's not an SP. And it doesn't look like an SP, and it's like, oh, what do I do?
But then they go and throw in an ES RAM buffer.
Whoa, wait a second. Who's they?
Xbox.
You're kidding!
No, I am not. And this ES RAM buffer should totally bridge the 100 gigabit per second bandwidth gap between the 2 RAM types.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
You see, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter!
And it's not an SP. Don't get me wrong, the S1000xr is the only bike I negotiated to buy straight after my test ride, which is a good sign. But the only reason why I didn't negotiate to buy the MT-10 was because you couldn't buy one at the time. So, you know, I think one cancels out the other. I recently went to BMW to have a look and sit on the S1000xr again with my wife. She really likes it. It's great for touring and all that shenanigans. However, how much touring do we do? You know, that's a big question. And how many tours is my wife going to come on? That's another question. Is, you know, it's a big question, isn't it? Let's just be frank with it. I ride all the time, 99% of the time on my own. That 1% of the time, we really enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but, you know, what with the plans of families and all that coming along, it's just not really going to be a hobby that my wife's going to be able to enjoy. And to be honest, I'm not sure I'd want to risk both our lives on a motorbike when we may have a young family in the future. So that's a kind of a con for the S1000xr. The MT-10 is just bonkers, and the SP is phenomenal. The colour screen and all that, but how easy is it to tour? How many miles can I do without legs falling off? You know, these are all questions that I need to ask myself.
I've done all my research, I conducted an informal poll, and I've arrived at the rock-solid certainty I've made the right choice.
Well, that's gotta be a good feeling.
Oh, it is. Although...
Oh, crap.
The other thing is if you look on all the owners forums for the MT-10 for the 2016 model, then they're all getting between 75 and 110 miles on a tank of fuel. And that that worries me a little. Just because I'm used to doing 150, 180 miles on a tank of fuel. And don't get me wrong, a sports bike, anything else, 100 miles in the tank, that's about what you expect. But I've come from tiger territory where you're getting 200 miles on a tank and, you know, and 55, 60 miles per gallon. Whereas the MT, like, it's like only a monstrous V8, I think. But it is a sensationally awesome bike to ride, and it's lovely. You know, I honestly, if you go back and watch my video, I put a link in it to a second of me riding the MT-10. It was insane. And so yeah, so that's where I'm torn. And the other thing is maybe I buy the MT-10 and then buy a touring bike, or do I hire a touring bike and then keep the stupid miles off my MT-10?
No, what are you doing? No, pick that back up. You know it's good. You did the research.
But what if I'm wrong?
It's all questions I don't really know what to do. So if you have any ideas, suggestions, please leave the comments. And this is genuine. I want you to comment and tell me what the fuck I should do.
On the one hand, the Xbox One has a better camera, but the PS4 has a removable hard drive. Thoughts?
I can't feel my legs.
Because I am so lost. The MT-10 is edging it, to be honest, and that's purely because I fucking love it.
Let's get you some food. You'll feel better after you eat.
Okay.
What do you want? Like Thai food, a burger?
I don't know!
But I don't really know if it is the right bike. But is there such a thing as the right bike?